Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. My name is Artem and here is the news. For 459 days, Ukraine stands strong against the forces of the Russian invasion. Yesterday, Kyiv celebrated the City Day. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky in his evening video address reminded that throughout its history, Kyiv has seen various invaders. It has survived them all and it will survive the Russists. Kyiv and all our cities, our entire Ukraine, will put an end to the history of Moscow's despotism, which has been bringing enslavement to many different peoples for a very long time, stressed Zelensky. Russia launched another massive attack against Kyiv this night using drones and missiles, reports Ukrainska Pravda. According to the local authorities, more than 40 air targets were detected and destroyed by the air defense forces. No critical damage or casualties were registered. At the same time, the General Staff clarified that on Sunday night, Russia used 59 Iranian Shahed attack drones against Ukraine, 58 of which the defenders managed to destroy, reports Suspilne. Earlier, the Air Force Command reported that 52 out of 54 Shaheds were downed. The local Dnipro authorities informed that the number of victims of Russia's Friday attack on Dnipro rose to 4 killed, reports Interfax Ukraine. 3 people who were reported missing after the attack on a hospital were found killed. We would really appreciate if you could recommend us to your friends and family as well as share information on social media. This really helps more people to find the Highlights from Ukraine podcast and truth about Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Defense Minister of Ukraine Oleksiy Reznikov informed that all British Storm Shadow long-range missiles recently supplied to Ukraine have shown impeccable results on the battlefield, reports Ukrainska Pravda. Based on the information of the General Staff, 100% of launched missiles reached their targets. The minister also noted that Ukraine is negotiating with all countries that have similar long-range missiles. Reznikov also stressed that Ukraine must strengthen its air defense for the winter. The idea is to cover all major cities, not only Kyiv, but also Kharkiv, Dnipro, Odessa, Lviv, Zaporizhia, and others. Chief of the Aircraft of the Air Force of Ukraine, Brigadier General Serhiy Golubtsov, believes that to prevail over Russians in the airspace on a specific front, Ukraine needs at least 3 or 4 squadrons, 12 to 16 units each, of F-16 fighter jets, reports Radio Liberty. At the same time, the Brigadier General said that now the enemy does not have advantages as such, tactical or operational, in the air due to the fact that Ukraine has received quite powerful assistance from partner countries, radar detection stations, surveillance, anti-aircraft missile systems. Answering the question of how difficult it will be to hide F-16 fighter jets on the territory of Ukraine so that Russian missiles and drones do not reach them, the representative of the Air Force Command said that just hiding the aircraft will not work. He believes that it will be necessary to look for a comprehensive approach, disguise and disperse, and move them from airfield to airfield. Plus, it will still be necessary to use some of the anti-aircraft missile systems to cover these airfields. President Volodymyr Zelensky congratulated the current president of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, on his re-election for another presidential term, reports TSN UA. Zelensky expressed hope for further strengthening the strategic partnership for the benefit of the two countries, as well as strengthening cooperation for the security and stability of Europe. Thank you for listening to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast. This is a commercial initiative of just 2 people, and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the app, subscribe to our Patreon. With your support, we are getting better.
We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.